All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders. Good morning, good morning. What's up, what's up, what's up? It is that time. It's a lovely morning here in New York. And despite it being nice outside, 52 degrees, it's always a good sight. It's always a good time to be inside and trading. You guys know how much we love what we're doing here. We were able to review over the weekend. We feel pretty good. And on top of that, despite the overall market pulling back, it seems we have some strong small cap stocks today. So for those of you tuning in on YouTube, remember to hit that thumbs up. Check out the disclaimer here quickly. Remember that day trading is risky business. Some people might say, hey, RT, you say this every day, but just in case there's a few new people watching on, we just have to always remember to say that trading is risky. All right, take it slow, utilize small size, utilize simulators. Remember that copy trading does not work here. It's all about learning the strategy for yourself. Remember that my results are not the normal, typical results. And then lastly, I do not invest for my followers. So that means to be careful of fake accounts. Sadly, there are fake accounts, fake Relentless trader accounts. I will never message you first. Never, never will I ever message you first. I'm going to take off these blue light glasses for now. So we got a couple of stocks here that are looking really good. Some already gave some big moves here pre-market, really. The pre-market traders must have had a good time today. So there's BJDX, which is up 138% with 24 million shares of volume. There's JNVR. This one is up 250% with almost 8 million shares of volume. I'm also keeping an eye on AREB, which is continuation. And then we also have MESA. MESA up 56%, 26 million shares of volume. Those are my top three, top four. As usual, we'll always keep our eyes on the scans throughout the day in case something gets halted up or is hitting our Hive Day scans. I woke up yesterday with a muscle bound, like a stiff neck. I can't turn my neck to the left. But luckily, we don't have arthritis in our fingers, so we can still trade. It's the good thing with trading here. It's not too demanding physically, so we'll be able to still function very good. Before we get into the trend lines, I was thinking like I've been a little on a shorter fuse the last couple of days, and so I really want to emphasize being patient. I know we say it a lot, but really being patient, and not only that, but understanding what it is that we're doing here, and that we should all expect that there could be turbulence along the way, right? Whether that might be lag in the executions and or the orders, or just chop, simply just chop, right? Stocks looking strong, but then pulling back in key areas, all part of the deal. And so when it does happen, it's just another day in the office, nothing to be frustrated about. So, keeping level headed, keeping our cool, remembering to pace ourselves throughout the day, remembering that aspect of longevity and managing risk accordingly as we go. And we do have some expensive stocks today, $10 and up. So we want to, mitigate and manage risk as best as we can. So I'll start with BJDX and I'll go from there. I'm going to clear my drawing set. Looks like I've traded it before. But I'm going to wipe out those trend lines and start fresh. So we have pre-market highs all the way at 1150. The low of our current pullback down here around 802. Not bad. Since then, we've bounced up a little bit. We've bounced up a little bit with a high point of 932. So it gives us a bit of our current range here. And even the most recent pullback in here has been, I can update that. It's been 830 or so. Sometimes into the open we'll, respect this level and then, consolidate from there. I like that the stock has pulled back a little bit. That way, we've had a chance for, correction, if you want to say, for some rest. And so it's possible that we can now see a red to green and retest the highs. It might not happen in the first 10 minutes, but over the course of the first 2 hours, hopefully this one is able to curl back up and give us something. Because even from 8 to 11 again, it's not bad. It's not going to be the same from 6 or 5 to 11, but from 8 to 11 we'll still get something there, especially if it breaks the pre-market highs and keeps going. I'm going to take a quick look at the daily chart here. So going back to November 5th, we went from 3 to 1245. It's going to map out 1245 just in case it does break the pre-market highs. Perhaps could be a place where some short sellers might be interested in shorting against those previous levels. Other than that, it looks pretty decent. That's BJDX. BJDX. So now moving on to JNVR. Again, the pre-market traders, man, it looks like they might have had a blast here. So this one, 1668 for the highs. The low of our current pullback has been 1319, and this pullback has been holding up fairly well. Bit of a topping wick coming down on the 5, but looks pretty bullish for the most part here. Again, it's up 250% with 8 million shares of volume. Let's check out the daily chart here. We got about 4 minutes to the opening bell, 4 minutes. So I'm seeing some key levels going back to December of 2023 where we had a high point of 1472. We did break over that level, and honestly at this point the next target would be all-time highs, which it's all the way at 44, but there are some candles, but it IPO'd at 32, went up to 44, and then kind of came down. So maybe 30, 20, some of the high points on the move down over the couple of days after it IPO'd. High points for 29, 24, 19. I can map out a few of those levels here. 44 might be a little too far-fetched. 30, 24. Hopefully, we get something special. Again, the overall market having trouble, but small caps here, and it's why sometimes we like to say, there's not always that direct correlation. From time to time, we'll definitely notice it where money comes out, right? But it seems like there's an influx here in small caps, and so people might be taking their money out of large caps and still might be dabbling here. The algos are still firing off, perhaps because to show up and see a stock up 200% and large caps are kind of coming down like a missile here. So very interesting to see, and we have a breakdown and reclaim here on JNVR. So into the open, let's see. Yeah, why not? JNVR, I'll watch into the open and then I'll go from there. Small size first though for me. So with a minute 15 seconds to go, I'm adjusting my share size here. And I'm going to look to pace myself throughout the day. I want to remember that the key is to just walk away with green, with gains. And so I'm going to do my best to read the temperature as we go and trade accordingly, right? Not going to swing for the fences, not going to, look to be Hercules in the first 5 minutes of the day, but just pace myself slowly, steadily, trade the best setups, be very quick with my trades, be very reactive, and read the book, read the story that the market is telling me, and not make up my own story, because then that's where you really get into trouble. Whatever the market is telling me, that's what I'm listening to. All the context clues. So with 25 seconds, let's trade to the best of our abilities. All right, so JNVR, small size. There's about a 20-30 cent spread here early. The volume is actually surprisingly light here in the first couple of seconds. The halt up would be at 1672, which is a possibility. My level 2 might be having issues here, I think. Let's refresh it. Yeah, my time in sales and my level 2 is not aligning here. Something's up. Let me try to just click over. Let's see. And actually, shouldn't have done that. Okay. Yeah, it's like I'm getting like bad lag here. Been a while since my level 2 has been like out of whack. ICCT continuation, also one to keep an eye on. AREB might be halting down. JVNR might be halting down. Can we get halted up? BJDX. It looks like it might. Oh, that was a great setup. First 1 minute candle making the new high. Hopefully it gets locked in. It will. Small trade. Bro, my level 2 on JNVR, my time in sales is still showing me $15. It's at $15.50 right now. What's going on? Oh, actually, hold up. Bro, this is just insane. Okay, something is up because I'm seeing all the halted stocks, the time in sales are still moving at like a different price. Usually everything is frozen. I'm thinking it's just lag because of how JNVR was moving earlier. I think there's been like one or two other times though where orders have been moving, like been showing, but we'll see. Hmm. I'll be back in a quick sec here. I'm gonna go to white screen and restart the platform. Hopefully that fixes it. I think that fixed it. Alright, we got BJDX coming up. It's the only one holding up right now. It's halted up at highs. Not highs, but you know, high of the range at least, high of the consolidation. I did get the 1 minute trade to make the new high. Small size, as we know. But looking to use a little bit more size here out of the resumption. Not going to be as aggressive as I was on Friday to start. I had bigger size then, but what I'll do, I'll have more size if I need it. So if the first trade is pretty good and the stock wants to keep going, then I will take it. NWTG also giving a nice move. That's a nice move on NWTG. Guys, don't forget if you're watching on YouTube to hit that thumbs up. Resumption is in 1 minute. The level 2 for NWTG is still lagging. So I'm wondering if I maybe should leave this resumption alone. Let's see, SPY. I got a couple seconds to figure it out. SPY, just to test it out. 30 seconds. Let's see, how are we doing? How are we doing? Time and sales, are we matching up? It is not matching up. Damn. Alright, okay. I'm gonna only use 500 shares, and I probably won't take this trade. This is part of the deal. Can't get frustrated here. Gotta stay cool. So, $9. Let's see what it does. BJDX. It's a good dip. But a level 2 isn't like... Time and sales isn't even moving. It looks like it was a good dip. I mean, I could have bought it blind, but you know, it's just so risky to be doing that. So just on the sidelines here for now. I can't tell what's happening. It looks like a lot of people are having the same issue. You know, actually, I could check out E-Trade's level 2 here in this situation now that I'm thinking. I gotta switch to the backups. BJDX. Okay, how do we want to do this? I'm gonna need, okay. All right, we got a time in sales. Let's link this. Link 4. Okay, perfect. Pulling out good old E-Trade in a time of need. Well, its stock is halted, right? E-Trade, well, E-Trade might be just as cooked. Is it all of them? Bro, I have no idea what the heck is this, man. This is pretty bad. I could sign into my Guardian account and check. Well, I think we're all experiencing technical difficulties here, so the best thing to do is to size down and stay on the sidelines. Preferably staying on the sidelines is what I'll do here until we get some more normalcy. We can't trade blind like this for those of us utilizing level 2. Rat to green, what's up? So E-Trade and DAS Trade are level 2, no good. If you guys have light speed, let us know. Let us know if it's working over there. Interactive brokers working. Yeah, DAS is cooked for now. Hmm. Weeble's good. Light speed seems okay. So we're probably getting maybe some of these companies are probably getting their data from the same, firm, and then there's probably signal issues there. At the very least, how's the overall market doing here? I will definitely be buying some shares of the SPY. In fact, I might buy some shares right now. I'm dollar cost averaging into this pullback, as you guys know. My neck is cooked. So I'm just being patient, waiting. ICCT got destroyed. NWTG is back up. Pretty big time red to green there. It might take another 20 minutes, 10 minutes maybe. I'm pretty sure they're aware of what's going on. They should be working on a quick fix. Sitting tight till then. I think the Thinker Swim level 2 actually is working. Let me see. Well, doesn't look like that's working either. I'll be back in a quick sec here, and I go back to white screen for a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to like restart the platform, but I don't like to do it on the live stream, just for security. Still looks like it's no good. We got JNVR halted back up. BJDX, which is having a hard time. And I'm guessing there was no issues pre-market, right? Because no one said anything. BJDX, new lows for BJDX. We got NWTG, which is close to the highs, but a little choppy, I'd say, given these two big red candles here. The key will be, can we hold over 330 and continue going? Still not trading. Level 2 still out of whack, so still being patient here. Yeah, SF confirming no issues pre-market. Well, it's a good thing I reminded myself this morning to, you know, listen to the story that the market is telling me, because with the short temper from Friday, Thursday, Wednesday of last week, I probably would have already left. But can't control this. Can only just be patient, wait for things to come online. Good to have an abundance mindset too, you know. That way you don't freak out. I wonder what does cause this type of stuff though. I know Thinkorswim, you know, when you call in there, they'll say, like, whenever they have like the floating orders, it's like there's signal issues between them and the Citadel. Servers can maybe go down, or, you know. So it has to be something somewhat similar. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit that thumbs up. I got Marcus in the building. What's up? What's up? Daniel, Ice, Patrick, Brandon is in the building. Hit that thumbs up. Shiver, what's up? What's up? Max, hit that thumbs up. And Jeff Grant, what's up? KWee, Christo, Manmon, what's going on? Biz, the list goes on and on here. So here's the resumption for JNVR. I mean, it seems like the level two might be working. I think the level two might be working, but the tape is the real issue. Runstone, what's up? The Eastern Syndicate is in the building. Trap Trader, longtime viewer there. What's up? What's up? Who's still trading? Yeah, the level two itself is working. So there are still some potential entries, but you got to be careful. So it got me thrown out of whack a little bit because the one trade I took, I just really and truly looked at the chart and then I just jumped in, right? 1 minute candle to make the new high. I'm gonna have a tight stop here. Our bid never really dropped, so I held the trade. Was looking for the halt up, false halt. I sold after the false halt, and then it actually got halted up. NWTG seems very choppy. But now we have the third halt in a row here for JNVR. Good news is that it's halted over the pre-market highs. Bad news, it's somewhat extended here off those lows. I also bought 10 shares of SPY, averaging in slowly. For me, with the longer swings, it's cash that I don't need for any time soon. So the horizon is, you know, whether 6 months, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. In fact, if we keep going lower, for like a young investor like myself, I think it's better. But if you're looking to maybe exit the market here in the next couple of months or the next year, maybe it's not so great that we're down, 25% from the highs. We were actually pretty close for the overall market halting down on Friday. It almost happened. It was somewhat close. Minute and 25 seconds to resumption. Is the ladder working? If the ladder's working, because the Thinkorswim level 2 is having trouble. There are some trades where the level 2 itself is kind of more significant, like the dip and rip, but it's still too risky, I think. I'm not doing it. If you know there's a daredevil out there, maybe they'll consider doing it, but I will stay in my lane. Wait. So it's a 10-minute, and it looks like another 4 minutes 32 seconds. Long bias banana, quite the name. Ice baby. Mike, what's up? Mike, a more normal name there out of those three. Yeah, Ryan, everyone looks like they're still lagging. Gus saying the time and sales on the ladder works for me. So maybe the time and sale is still decent. The stocks seem to be moving fairly well, right? So for I mean, I guess there's not a lot of other platforms, right? They did say interactive brokers and a few others. Lightspeed is working well. So I guess there's still a lot of people trading, so we're still seeing the patterns working. But we probably would have had more volume, from all the DAS and Ameritrade clients. Diego signing out. A minute 45 to JNVR. BJDX, small recovery there, still underneath the VWAP though. HTX. I'm not Manmun. Manmun. Alex. Some of the names are definitely interesting. So right now we're up 80 bucks on one trade, small size. And we're just waiting here. 250 shares in at 35 out of 66. Am I based in New York? Yeah, you can say that. I'm in the slums of New York. I was on the A train the other day. Sometimes Sometimes you ask yourself, why are you here in this city? Oh man. Okay, what time is it? We have a second to resumption. Here it is. It's an instant halt up to 2075. And my level 2 is still, the time in sales is still behind. False halt up. It might halt, well, no, it's far from the halt down. Okay. Let's see if it holds up on this pullback. $17.31 to halt down, and there it is. I mean, it's, I think, a fair pullback though. You know, from where did we go, from 12 to 20? That's fair. But initially, we're around 1850s off the $2 drop. The halt down 17.30, thinking maybe it might not halt down, but you know, in that type of area, it's definitely risky. We had 3 halts up in a row. We're up $8-9 a share from the lows without a pullback. If it happens, it's very fair. BJDX breaking through the VWAP. The level 2 might be coming alive. The time in sales might be coming alive here. I'm gonna X out my platform one more time. See if it gets back to normal. Okay, it might be working. It might be working. Okay. 9. Okay. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, it's probably not working. Let me look at something else. SPY pushes so much volume that I think it's one of the better things to check. 94.67, 94.50, 94.63. It's close. It might be like a second difference, but all right. This is fair. It's not working. But good move for BJDX though. Maybe it gets halted up. Even the volume doesn't seem accurate. The way how the level 2 and the candlesticks are moving. It looks like the ladder is working just fine. This dip looks pretty decent for the 5-minute setup. Looks like the ladder is lagging too. It's interesting. Oh wow, this is a pretty big move. Well, I bought 10 shares down here at 86. This is a pretty big move, but when day trading in the first 2 hours, I don't really look at like any swings or longer stuff, but definitely taking a couple shares down there. Didn't get to add on other positions though, which would have been nice, but still going to be averaging in slowly over time. Very possible, or even maybe even likely, we make new lows. So you can't get distracted by one green candle. So in terms of small cap stocks, AREB continuation, not much. ICCT continuation, sold off, not much. BJDX, bit of a red to green. We're flagging below highs here. We'll see if this is able to hold up. This is a nice pullback. Of course, we'd love to see it make a new high here eventually. Still nothing from the level 2s here. Still nothing. Where was the call out indeed? Well, I guess we just have to be aware, right? NW, TG sold off. BJDX, the only one that's really still holding up. Now watch SPY go right back down to low of day in the next hour. Volatility all over the place. BJDX looks like it had a bit of a hard time on the flag. It's Tim's birthday. I got a group birthday video. You can dedicate that to Tim. Oh man. I have a video now for every occasion with the guys. So it looks like BJDX was a new low to then reclaim. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We do appreciate it. Still sitting on my hands. If you're now tuning in, I've been on the sidelines here, just being patient. Our level 2s and time and sales are not really working today. Only took 2 trades, one a bit of a swing on SPY, and then the other a small scalp. So it's a good halt up for BJDX. They call the birthdays an Earth Strong. Since nothing is working here, technically, our instruments are not working and are out of whack. Maybe I edit this birthday video for Tim. By the way, there's a nice vlog that's gonna come out next Sunday. Not the Team House vlog. Believe it, the Team House vlog, believe it or not, is still being edited. That one is still being edited, which is, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be insane. When was this? California. There's resumption. Not even my level 2 is moving here for BJDX. Guys, I still have like a lot of unreleased videos from even older team houses. That's in like the short form stuff. There's still like a lot of clips that I just never posted. Yeah, so still waiting, still being patient. Someone is saying it's good to go. Let me try. Let me sign out and sign back in. I'm gonna go to white screen here. I'll be back. I'm gonna test it and check. SPY, are we giving a Christmas tree on the SPY here? Let's see, 505.60, 505.67. It still seems like it's lagging. Yeah, it is lagging still. We are cooked. Hopefully this doesn't last for more than a day. ABVC, one to keep an eye on. It's gained more volume, it seems. Halted up. Need to do like a full reboot and just sign everyone out, refresh the system. Although that might have complications for people in trades though. Being very patient. I think maybe another 15, 20, 30 minutes and maybe everything is back to normal. Ooh, BJDX, rough drop right there, rough. That was brutal. The level 2 is like a second and a half behind, maybe 2, 3 seconds. And that is a brutal drop for BJDX right there. Today we've seen the, despite not being able to trade, we've had these red candles here. A couple of them that, and this is the trick, right? Is to capture this front side move going up and try your best not to get caught into these flush outs. Even on the flag right here, if you can avoid this flush out. If that's what happened, is that manipulation or is that genius? Apparently there's fake news for the tariff pause, if that's true. I gotta check it online. Oh, that is funny. Wow. And so someone was behind that and someone had a massive position and made some big bank. But we'll see if it was verified. Let's say if it is verified, that's insane. It's possible. I think we've seen that type of thing before too. A tariff pause. I mean, markets are down, but it seems kind of sudden though. It's possible, but it seems kind of sudden for how the government has been moving. It seems like they're looking to put some pressure on these other countries. Perhaps it's a bluff, but maybe they're just looking to get some sort of good middle ground. We'll see. You got to check in online later in the day. Yeah, it might be confirmed. Bro, whoever did that, man. Is that illegal? I don't know. Is it considered manipulation? And what type of outlet did they put this out on to have such a reaction? It had to come from some sort of credible outlet, unless the president's Twitter account was hacked or something, you know? My goodness. Well, this is a good example, if any, as to why we shouldn't all in, right? Whether it was a fake alarm or not. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, of course. I'm just a guy on the internet, but generally they say to just go slow, to average in slowly. There might have been a few people who might have gotten just dumb luck out of it and just sold into the spike for a scalp because it was so aggressive. But let's see, percentage wise from 81 to 522, it's about an 8.5% move, which is pretty significant. But the people who are doing that are probably in, hundreds of millions, maybe even billions, depending on who. It's almost like a heist, you know. It's definitely illegal. Thinking about it, definitely illegal. And at the end of the day, it is an exchange after all, so somebody's taking a loss too. I'll never forget the pandemic pullback. That's the first time I experienced the market halting down, and the sentiment in the air right now. The sentiment isn't, it is not even close to what that was. There's just been so much more money in the economy that it seems like by default pullbacks are just more volatile, more aggressive, a little faster. But compared to like what the sentiment was, like the feeling in the air, it's like complete panic. Everyone staying home from work, that type of stuff is and it was new, right? They never tried that before. You have a virus that's deadly. It makes you wonder, and it also makes you realize like how fragile even the globe is, right? On a global scale, still pretty fragile, despite us thinking how vast the world is, and in some ways how secure we might be as like a planet. Because it seems like just a couple of things, to happen at the wrong time, and it's like chaos, right? Like imagine if there's like a terrible natural disaster or something. in this time of the early pandemic. You know, you throw a couple of tsunamis and two big earthquakes, it's like not good, not good. You know, you're already under stress from this virus, so but you know, we always hope for the best. Thankfully things turned out pretty good. People are back in the office, back in social settings. Even just like a year and a half ago, like the gym, you know, you'd always get some New Year's people coming in. The gym has been insane. You know, it's been so packed in the gym compared to just a year or two ago around the same time of year. People are definitely comfortable again. MC, we took a small position on the SPY, but for me, it's all about the long term here. So I'm looking to just average in slowly. Nothing too aggressive. Just dollar cost averaging in over time. We did have some hot small cap stocks, but today we had technical difficulties with our level twos time and sales. Our market data has been very brutally slow, lagging, and so most traders who are utilizing that weren't able to trade properly or effectively. So you have most people, I assume, on the sidelines. Maybe you might have a few traders who took a trade here and there, but so just a flat day here, no trade day really. How did you guys find that podcast with Marcelo? For those of you who haven't seen it, I'll post a link. You can check it out later after your trading session or whenever you have time, really. What I'm thinking, so I was able to get all the trading team house guys, and we'll do different videos in the future, different topics. Um, I'm thinking for Crispy, because Crispy wasn't on this last trip. I have a great idea of the podcast for him, and we'll probably do it in the summer. It's gonna be a good one. That'll be insane. I can already imagine. Oh man, let's grab the link. Do the hey. I'll start by saying I don't force anyone to be here, okay? If you're here, it's because you're here. If not, then you know you can go. Someone's asking if I'm gonna just ramble on all day. Hmm. There, I can't trade. There's nothing I can't trade. My instruments are not working. I have to just keep waiting, or you know, I guess I can shut it down, but I'll keep waiting on another 30 minutes till about 12. Well, more than 30 minutes, another hour really. Yeah, send him over to watch Tim Sykes or one of the other guys. There's the link, by the way, for anyone who's interested in checking out the interview afterwards. The full backstory to the El Salvadorian beast, Mighty Stocks, aka Marcelo. Mm. Dash, if you're here, check your DMs, by the way. Yeah, Dash sent him to the gallows. He wants me to start doing some breakdancing and some backflips to perhaps keep the people entertained. If you're in the chat room, you guys can feel free to wish Tim a happy birthday. We're gonna have another wave of success stories coming out. We're gonna be recording a few of them. We already got a couple of them locked in. We're gonna be recording a couple more. There's honestly an infinite amount of people. Like, you know, if we're to go outside the students and just the blue chat room members, I mean, there's so many people for whoever is willing and able to. Some people are not, depending on their situation. You know, I've had someone say they're interested in coming to the team house, but they'd have to wear like a face covering, you know, to not get in trouble with their job and things like that. You know, it'd be kind of tough. Going, whatever happened to the Bitcoin stock that was going crazy? I forget the name. BTCT maybe. Interesting. Phase looks like it's been delisted. Bitcoin with a high of 80K. JNVR curling up a little bit. Halted up actually. I think without the lag, I think it would have been a tricky day. You know, you had BJDX with a couple of flushes, which, you know, the key would have been avoiding those. And then it would have been very important to catch JNVR front side. Missing front side could have been deadly. A little bit of choppy, you know, originally, but after this first and second halt here, I think this area here for sure, the key to be in. Still only 11 a.m. We're you know, till 4 p.m. for close, and then even after hours. So we'll see how the day finishes up. JNVR 50 seconds to resumption, 50 seconds. Ross up 70K, yeah, bro. In this type of hot pre-market stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. JNVR coming up in the next 5 seconds. JNVR, nice dip down there. want to say the level 2 looks fine. Yeah, I think the level 2 might be good to go here. Well, hmm. We'll see how MKDW does. JNVR, what I don't like is the spreads on this one. Other than that, the dip and rip out of that resumption was pretty fair, pretty good. Halt up at 18.24 if it gets going here. This has been quite a move though, this MKDW. Wow. 46, breakout, slow and steady, and then eruption. 10.52 into a halt up. So I tried to dip and rip here and then ease off. I wouldn't want to stick around too long and overtrade it. So dip and rip, let it do its pullback, and then just be patient. Can take it from there. Small size. We got 17 seconds to resumption. MKDW. You want to see it get halted up here? The range is massive for this type of price, so gotta be careful. Wouldn't mind the halt up here if we can get locked in. Will we see another pullback? Big level here. Okay, I'm out a little early, a little too soon rather. I expect back over one. Can we see it? Oh, come on. I needed that trade. Highs are at 9, the halt is at 15. I didn't do great in that dip, but I'll take it. I could have captured more sense, but it's fine. Well, I needed to hold my position at night that I sold at 94, but I got nervous thinking we ran into a wall there. Hopefully it halts up. It's going to be a healthy halt up, I think, after that pullback there. But we're not seeing a ton of bids, so false halt there. I'm just gonna wait patiently, see how it pulls back here. We got a high of 17 from a low of 90, so it's a pretty big range for a dollar stock. Oh, looks like my timing needs a little bit of work here on this one. Retest, perhaps? Oh, I gotta do a better job than that. So let's see how it does here. Does it mean business? Freak, man, I need, bro, come on, they're gonna reject my order there. The 9,000 shares can't work. You're kidding me? On stock like this. That's a big trade too. I'd have been in at 12 out of 18, 9,500 shares. Man, that have pushed me up nicely. The halt is at 23. It's tough. That's a tough one. Actually, no, it's a 10,000. I wonder. Oh, it's that 10,000. That's probably the problem. I'm supposed to put 9,500. I'm pretty sure that's the problem there. Because I think I took already 9,500. Seems like it's holding, but definitely some selling pressure. Oh no, the level 2 is messed up again. That's what it is. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh to a different stock, come back, see if that helps out. Are we good? No, we are not good. Back to the sidelines here. So we missed out on like a $400 or $500 winner because our share size was too big. I thought I put it down to 9,500, but I think I changed it after I sized down. And then when I put it back to 10K, I didn't drop the 500. Brutal. Back on the sidelines as my time and sales is doing its own thing now. To help with this muscle spasm in my neck, I've been using this the neck pillows that you'll carry on the airplane. I forget what they call them. That thing is helping a lot, but I didn't want to wear it in the live stream. So here's a good pullback. The halt down's at 97. It might halt down. We'll see. A big pullback, rather. It looks healthy on the chart, but you know, stock is extended. Got to be careful of backside. JNVR pushing up. JNVR halted up at 21 bucks. Watching to see if this thing holds up this consolidation. Can we retest 104? And then if it does break over, I want to make sure we don't see a false breakout. Time, 2 minutes left in the 5-minute candle.
JNVR may resume in less than a minute.
There was definitely a hidden buyer at 97, and it's back to 97. Let's see how it does here.
CHGX may resume in less than a minute.
I want to see it back over 1. Okay, maybe not. Should have took my 2 cents, brother. Hmm. JNVR halted up now at 25. Alright, we're getting new lows for this one here, so might be some time before it recovers, or it could be backside. It still looks pretty bullish. I guess maybe it recovers at some point, but I'll let it do its thing. Well, 91 to 98. And it flies up when it's ready to give a green candle. Oh, it needs to be immediate here. I think 4 or 5 would still be that big level. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I got murdered in the spreads there. Ah, that was a rough one. I'm gonna cut it flat. That was a rough one. I'm really watching to see if the 5-minute candle will make a new high, but trying to get a couple of the small pops.
ERTC ERTC will resume at $11.34 and 3 seconds.
what's going on in this chat room. So is MKDW finished here or what? Resumption for JNVR. Here it is. If it flushes down, oh nope, it might hold up.
JNVR. Take it easy, may resume in less than
JNVR mooning, but you know, it's a little bit more expensive. There's a little bit more of a spread. If you're trading it, you got to be careful. You got to manage risk. And there's a seller. Seller's bought up. Right back down. Oh, okay, okay, all right. Is this it? That's a good sign. Oh, wow.
JNVR halted. JNVR will resume in less than 36 seconds. ERTC may resume in less than a minute.
Well, we tried to catch this move. We caught a piece of it, which I'll take. If we can get one more sweet dip, that would be lovely. It will be ideal. Bro. Come on. Come on.
Okay. It's like an early volume, which I don't love. It's coming so early. Not quite over the level. There's definitely like a hidden buyer here.
JNVR
Oh my gosh, bro, this freaking thing's gonna make me go mad. A soft breakdown. I've been churning here. Churning, churning, churning. Could go lower. And I'm getting caught in lower. And there's a bit of a bounce. Bro, why did I not stick to my instinct there? I'm thinking to hold that position a little longer. Well, I'm churning so bad here. It's not good. Oh, it's going down. All right, I may have to take my gains. I will take my gain. NDRA. And look at that one. NDRA. Volume too light. All right, I'll take the $600 here. Well, I could not get my hands on this thing properly. It's just a little disappointing. My one good trade with size, I got rejected as well, which was not good. But taking the green, you know, something on this type of a day is pretty good. Because intentionally or unintentionally, you could have traded and easily gotten caught not realizing the level 2 or something like that, you know. All right, that's gonna do it. So for those of you watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. We're walking away here with $569. Not bad. We'll take it. We will take. So as I was mentioning, don't forget to check out the podcast with myself and Marcel. For anyone who might be interested, that's how it looks. The boys were here in person, hanging out, having a good time. The Mighty and the RT getting it done. Here, I'll post the link one more time. And by the way, you guys can check out the chat room. So the YouTube live stream is ending, right? But that doesn't mean that the conversation is stopping here, because we're going to still be in the chat room throughout the rest of the day. I can post all the links here. I still use the previous high and low. It's just that it gets in the way. It gets in the way, so I don't have it on all my charts. I still have it on the ones up top. Not all of them, but most of them. Or at least half of them. So I'll post the link for the chat room as well. So for anybody who wants to check out the chat room, here you go. And for anybody who's interested in the classes, I'll post a link here as well. For Merciless Markets. Merciless Markets, the #1 day trading program in the world. Because here we guarantee transparency. So we can't guarantee success because, you know, the trading is still hard, but we show everything that we know from zero to advance, right? Merciless Markets. Yeah, I'll show the chat room here in a sec too. Merciless Markets, you guys can check it out. You can have the blueprint at your fingertips here, literally. From zero to advance, from A to Z, as well as the live low latency streams that we do every day, right? Where we showcase our scanners and other things, as well as the halt scanner, right? You know, scanners, right? Scanners with an S, plural. The halt scanner, the gap scanner is also in there. We'll show this one on YouTube as well, just for the sake of the community. But we do have the other scanner in there too, with the lower latency. There's also the archives library. Some people might not know what an archive is, but if I'm to show this screen here, so I'll record this screen, and like there's a library of recordings from myself and the other mentors here. That includes that screen. That's like that's why I'm looking up, right? Everything that I use. So when we say full transparency, that's what we mean. Like, I'm not just gonna show a screen with a chart and then expect people to learn anything. Like, oh man, it's a little funny because, you know, you see all sorts of craziness throughout this trading space. But anyhows, there's coaching sessions every week, rehab calls, trade revisions, and so forth. And you guys will see trade revisions that every trade revision that we do, every rehab call that we do, we still have them here for revision, right? The Q&As, so you guys can always come back, check those out. And then you have the entire course itself that goes from zero to advance. And so this week I'm recording another round of success stories because I kind of fell off a little bit, and then we went to the team house twice. Now this week I'm back on the grind of recording content with the students. So we should have another 4 or 5 We already have a few that are scheduled, so that'll be pretty good. I'm excited for it because it's always good to show that our program works. It's not guaranteed because nothing in life is guaranteed, but the transparency is here, and the people can always come check it out. Yeah, so take a look, and then there's also coupon code tariff because the tariffs are taking us down. We're looking to take you guys up, right, to the moon. So coupon code tariff, and then a quick look at the chat room here. I'll stop the screen share, and we'll jump over here. The Relentless trading chat room. I could be one of those people that like just block the chat on YouTube. I could do that. I haven't done that. But the chat room is always here. People can check it out, right? And it's always a little bit more intuitive because you can actually post the screenshots, show what's going on, your order entries and so forth. It's been a good day, despite the technical issues. I think, staying patient, waiting, that's the way to go. And you have various share sizes. You have various like experience, let's say, people that are in different parts of the spectrum. So small size, then you have some bigger size and so forth. And that's what it's all about. So you have Minty, Dynasty, Blue Collar Phil in the building. Some of the students there, all these purple names are students. Mr. Man, chat room member, shout out to him. Juan Trades in the building, getting it done. A nice day, 3K, 3,100. Tim. So a lot of you guys will ask, hey, how Tim is doing? Tim was a former MMU mentor, but some people will say, hey, I haven't seen Tim in years. Well, Tim is here every day, still posting how he's doing. Up today, 2.9, and trading BJDX. And most of the gains from SUNE. JNVR as well chipping in there. You have Ken. So a lot of the students did well today. All right, Ken locking in a nice day. Shay, small red today. And Shay's been on fire. I got Juan with some, looks like some options, maybe some swings as well on SPY, getting it done. Dash, another one of the students who've recently turned the corner and been on fire. He's also a moderator here. His story is going to be great, man. His story is going to be awesome. Colin, small red today, utilizing the small size. So you guys will notice everybody who's around our community is going about trading the right way, which is to go slow first. It's so easy to just lose a lot of money if you're just ultra aggressive right away. Sell low, I should say. Hollis also, I can't skip over this one. Can't forget. Right? Nicely, the red 205 and then green 1.2 on NWTG. So plus 1K. Zay, small red here. High accuracy day, but small red. Pre-market was nice. It looks like pre-market, but then, a little bit of losses perhaps after the open. AB, way to go. SF, way to go. Come on, man. And shout out to Spooky Trader who did send in a video for the MMU manifesting my future challenge about 3 years ago. Still in the process, taking it slow. Cool, man. And the list goes on and on. MNQ, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. By the way, Kitty, are you watching? Kitty, we were talking about you in November. You had an awesome. So this is a chat room member, right? If you guys can see this chat room member back in November had one of his best months ever, $67,000. But since he's posted this calendar, we haven't seen him in like 5 months. I've seen this from people before. Some people, they kind of like, they'll leave for some time, they'll come back. Some people are still trading, but just not in the chat room. Guys like Red to Green who are here every day, but they said, hey, to for whatever reason, to hell with this chat room, right? I mean, there's variables, right? So there's Jackson, by the way, one of the big time students who he's mentioned going on a 6-month vacation, right? So he'll be back maybe in June. JNVR and other stocks might still be moving here. So shout out to the team for getting it done. Another beautiful day. The guys are locking it in. The guys and the gals. Can't forget the ladies who are holding it down. All right, yeah, check out the chat room, check out the classes. And yeah. Am I on single screen? Okay, yes we are. I gotta call in a masseuse to come and massage my neck here. Anoint it with oils and get this stiff neck out of the way. Muscle bound is killing me here. I think carrying a small backpack is what got me. Like, this is just so silly because it's like less than like 6 pounds. I think it's just how I picked it up that one time. Come on, man. I should be in my prime here. And a 6-pound book bag gets my neck to be cooked. Anyhow, stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys later. Anoint my... What's the scripture? Anoint my head with oil. Thy cup runneth over. Psalms 23. Yeah, I know a thing or two. Catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay green. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. It's been Relentless Trader, and I'll catch you guys next time.